Let's do something like that. And here we go. So I'm going to read this out, and then I'm going to just stop to talk about it. You guys can give your thoughts in the chat, and I'll kind of look at what you guys have to say. They posted this same thing on Twitter, and they posted this in-game, and this is like the website where all the articles go, all the blog posts. And this is the easiest way for me to look at it now. But it says, update... Oh, wait, sorry. About the update and records changes. It's clear we didn't hit the mark with the latest update. No fucking shit. Dude, if I remember right, this newest update is when I was like, I don't even think I ever want a code. I want to be able to be honest about what I think about the updates. You know what I mean? Like, that's so funny that this happened, because that was like my whole line of thinking. It's like, this blows. I want to be able to talk about it. 300 wins for a title is less than Mastery was. I did see some good posts, though, about it. Alley broken, Colette broken, shitty record system. So it says, we've also made some operational mistakes recently. In this post, we're going through how we got here, how we'll be adjusting our plans, improving the current state, and talk about some of the new exciting stuff we're working on. Of course, positive spin. Ultra Legendary was born as we did want to improve monetization around brawlers. Plus, we had an interesting and deep brawler design, more so than the legendary tier. We thought the new rarity, depth of brawler design justified a higher price. We were wrong about that. This kicked off an entire rethink of how we release brawlers. We'll be removing the in-app purchases, paywall for early access, and doing it in a better way. We'll touch on that a bit more below. All right, a couple of things here. I like that they're just upfront about, like, yeah, we did want to improve monetization around brawlers. That's fair. You're a company. I expect that. I just don't like when companies, like, try to pretend they're just, like, virtuous making video games for people to have fun with. And it's like, yeah, but you're making a shit ton of money. Let's not lie about this. Right now, I'm just invading people in Elden. Nice. Nice. Wasn't it like $25 to $30? It was like $50 USD. Allie was $20 and she's like mythic. But this does make me curious, because initially they do talk about monetization, but they say they're getting rid of one way that they monetize this. But it doesn't, as far as I've read, it doesn't look like they're adding a new way. So, which makes me just like skeptical, because it's like, okay, if you're getting rid of all the monetization, how are you going to continue to keep your, keep employees and shit like that? Holy shit, those greedy shits. I didn't know it was 50. The only Supercell game that isn't pay to win is Clans. I would say Moko, you literally can't pay for any kind of benefit. You can only pay for aesthetics. You can pay for skins and pins and shit like that. That's all you can pay for. Which is kind of what they based it all off of. So they say, we also tried ending the Mastery event early, a decision we pulled back quickly and let the event end in full. We rushed that choice and glad we reverted it. I don't think that's true. I think that they changed the time and advanced it a lot so that they could say that they were going back to the original time, but it was never the original time. That's my opinion. I'm a conspiracy theorist. We'll be taking more time to decide how we make live changes to the game, unless it's preventing you from playing. Basically, we'll fix some bugs, allegedly, sometimes. Maybe quickly. So their goals with the update were to improve the tutorial and make a better trophy road. They wanted to add records and achievement system where veterans could flex their skills. If it was for veterans, this is what they're alleging right here, is that it's for veterans. The veterans liked Masteries. The veterans didn't like records. That'd be my opinion. Because the veterans were the only one with fucking titles. You know what I mean? It's not like the new guy that's joining the game. He doesn't know. They wanted to bring back the Angels and Demon event. And they were going to remove Masteries to redistribute its rewards to places that are more accessible with less playtime. So while content such as brawlers, game modes, hypercharges, and skins is more aimed at our most engaged audience, the veterans, on the feature development side, we try to improve the game for all player types, new, mid, and elder. This is how we grow Brawl Stars long term. That's fair. They should have a throwback update where newer brawlers can get a feel what the game used to be like. That would actually be pretty interesting. We bit off more than we could chew. Records went through many design pivots, and in the end, we made a call to ship the simplest version we could deliver. We pushed ourselves to get it done on time, cut many records, and didn't leave any room for iteration. As a team, we'll be taking this as a learning and better plan the amount of things we try to execute on in the future. I don't understand what that sentence means, but that's fair. They're trying to learn and execute better, allegedly. Very PR heavy. Why Masteries were removed. Blah, blah. Masteries as a system was not optimal from a design perspective. This is the part that had me going wild. It gave great rewards, but most new and even engaged players never understood how it worked. Keywords right here. Most new and even engaged players never understood how it worked, especially the trophies to mastery point scaling, or engaged with it. Well, by playing the game, literally everyone engaged with it. If you ever won a match or ever got star player, you engaged with Masteries, whether you'd like to admit it or not. Just by playing the game like a normal human being, you're engaging with it. They should do what Fortnite did, do an OG season. I didn't know that they did that. I don't play a lot of Fortnite. I actually played it for like the first time in like 5 years last week with a buddy. Well, I was gonna play with a buddy, but he didn't get on. But I hadn't played it before that. I hadn't played it for 5 years, and the time I did 5 years ago, I played like 2 games against the bots, and then never played again. We might have to play a little Fortnite on stream someday. Masteries also incentivized grinding, which isn't the most fun engagement motivation. There are similar problems with some records. Read the records section on how we'll improve them. But we missed a few important things before removing it. Here is how we'll fix those. 1. The potential mastery rewards that come with new brawlers also got removed. We will be adding those rewards to every battle pass. I think they mean brawl pass because they discussed it later. In the form of deterministic rewards matching legendary brawler, starting next update. So basically you'll be getting the rewards from a legendary brawler, the master rewards from a legendary brawler, every update in the free brawl pass. I think that's how this works. Like the trophy road buff, these will also take a lot less time and effort to obtain compared to masteries. Cool. The average 9-year-old that plays Fortnite is so cracked out of their heads that they wipe the floor with you. Yeah, that was my experience when I played last week. I won my bot games, and then I just like, best place I got was like 4th or something. And it's because I camped the whole time. Just like hid. Alright, so this is what's going into the Brawl Pass. 3,000 coins, 450 power points, and 300 credits. Cool. That's good. That's good news. 2, credit banking / storing is something we don't want to incentivize, as not collecting rewards is an unintuitive way to play for most players. This isn't for new players. If new players don't want to use the... New players aren't going to even get use of the credit bank because they're unlocking brawlers. The credit bank is for the people who have all brawlers unlocked. I mean, you could have it either way, but regardless, they're not going to want to use the credit bank. I just don't like this. I think this makes no sense. They don't want to incentivize it because they want it to be a grind to get all the brawlers. Don't say that it's unintuitive. Records are unintuitive. Anyway, the core issue is you want to unlock the new brawler in the first day after early access and not let credits go to fame. True. Unfortunately, we don't have a new brawler released in July. Well, you do. It's just not on pre-release, but it'll be Ali. Ali will release in a few days. But Trunk, the new brawler for August, will be the last in-app purchase early access brawler in August. We will be changing the way we do early access entirely in the next update. The design is still a work in progress, but we're certainly removing the in-app purchase paywall offer. Trunk will be the last, allowing everyone to play the brawler during early access and have a chance to get the brawler earlier for free just by playing. That sounds dope. Especially as somebody who makes content, that sounds really dope. Now, we'll have to see what that looks like in practice. But again, they're giving us more rewards and they're getting rid of their own monetization. I'm looking for the catch. I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking for the catch. Where are they going shifty on me, right? In addition, this brawler release event will give even more rewards on top of the battle pass buff. There is no such thing as a battle pass. Is this Fortnite? Does Fortnite have a battle pass? Hold up. I feel like they think that they're running Fortnite right now. Does Fortnite have a battle pass? What is it called? Is it called Battle Pass? These motherfuckers, dude. That's crazy. They don't even know the name of their own pass. Unless they're changing it. Or unless it's... my initial reading of this was like, oh, this is some new pass. They're going to add the buff to some new pass. I could be wrong, but I've seen other people talk about this, and they're talking about it as if it's Brawl Pass. They may say further down, I'm not sure. Improving records. We completely hear you on the records feedback. There is a lot we want to improve, short and long term. To note, most of the records feedback that I saw on Twitter at least was, get rid of it, we want Masteries back. Bring back Masteries. It was really not that much about records, more about the lack of Masteries. One, there are a lot of records rewards missing from the cut down release version you see. More records along with those missing rewards attached will be added over the next few updates. Cool. Records are pretty bad, not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't really care about point number one. I'll just play the game as normal. That was what was nice about Mastery. If you wanted to grind, you could, but you could also just play the game normally and you're automatically advancing. Which is to some extent true for records, but only part of it. Like, I have to go out of my way to try to get 19 kills with Surge while he's in level 2 in a solo showdown map. The things are crazy. 2. Record rewards are much less than Masteries, and we know it's impossible not to compare records to Mastery rewards due to similar tasks and cosmetic rewards. But the record rewards are not replacing the Mastery rewards alone. The replacement was the Trophy Road buff, the 1000 Masteries event, the released record rewards, and future records still to come. For new players, they will earn rewards much faster compared to before. Elder players received a massive amount of rewards with a lot less effort and time due to the 1000 Masteries event. But regardless, it still doesn't feel good. In addition to adding more records and buffing the Brawl Pass, okay, they are talking about buffing the Brawl Pass. They just don't remember the name for it. Learn the name of your own pass. That'd be my first suggestion. Stop playing Fortnite all day. That'd be just my first suggestion. So in addition to that, in the next update, we'll be increasing the number of events dramatically, starting this Thursday. So in like 2 days, which is cool. They're going to have a mini community event around Mortis. No idea what that is. But cool. That's great. Unlimited Lives challenge for a free skin. Dope. Megapig Hypercharge Unleashed again, which is crazy because I still have all the hypercharges. I wish they would stop doing these right now. Do them like, you know, in a couple weeks. Or like next week. Maybe it'll last... No, it won't. I think the hypercharges might come out on Thursday. I'm hoping they'll come out on Monday. But we'll see. Just because of qualifier, monthly final qualifiers. And more quests. They're going to add quests and stuff. You can expect a dramatically increased number of events and therefore rewards. With more events, we'll also be reducing the time to get these rewards. For example, Hypercharge Unleashed will take a lot less wins to complete. The Angels event coming on July 17th will only be 2 weeks instead of 1 month, but having a similar level of rewards. So, even more rewards, more stuff in the Brawl Pass, more stuff to come in records, decreased monetization. Are they going out of business or are they about to drop something big? That's my question. They're being strangely nice. Some specific records are not great currently. The win records fall into the same issue we had with Masteries. They are grindy. Some special records feel impossible and not fun either. That's what I just said. We'll be looking at rebalancing a number of records that feel impossible. Still under discussion, but will likely replace win record conditions with from wins to getting star player. Also addresses how star player feels less meaningful in win bot farmers. We're going to pause for a second. So they're going to change records to star player. And the reason they said they got rid of Masteries, if I remember right, it says it gave great rewards, but most new and even engaged players never understood how it worked, especially the trophies to mastery points scaling or engaged with it. This sentence. I would say that is by far more true for star player than it is for Masteries. Everyone engaged with Masteries, and some people knew how it worked. Literally no one in their right mind knows how star player works. We kind of know that it's some little mishmash of objective playing, kills, damage, and healing, right? But otherwise, we have no fucking idea how it actually works. No idea. So if that's your reason for getting rid of Masteries, I think it sounds ass backward. Sounds ass backward to me. It sounds like this is the confusing one, and Masteries actually made sense to more people. You're making something more confusing and claiming that you got rid of the last thing because it was too confusing. They're also going to ask the community which records they would like to see in Brawl. You can already comment on this post. They also released a poll or like a questionnaire. When you get star player, you used to get 20% more mastery. Yes, but we don't know. There's no formula that they've released that shows us how to get star player. Like, what's the calculation? We don't know how it works. We did know how mastery works. Of course, newbies aren't going to know how either work. But your engaged players, at least some of them knew how mastery works. None of them know how star player works. You know, that's my point. Your claim as to why you're getting rid of Masteries is worse with records. So to me, that's not the real reason. Longer term, there are system improvements we're discussing, but I've not decided or designed yet. Overall visuals from icons to frames, cool. Surfacing improvements such as tracking progress after each match. I'm not sure what that means. What kind of rewards we want to add in the future or replace star drops entirely. That could be huge. But they're about to talk about that because they love random. They love a little bit of random. We know the Mastery and also the Bling updates were two of our most praised updates we ever had, and it's of course amazing to see our channels full of positivity. But these updates unfortunately couldn't stop our decline in players in early 2023. Wait, when was the Mastery update? When was Brawl Stars Mastery update? No, the first one. When did Brawl Stars add Mastery? February? Okay, so they had big success with it. Everybody loved it, but then they had a decline in players in early 2023. After the removal of boxes. Sounds like maybe that had an issue. So that led us to introduce Star Drops, which was a controversial update and also had reallocated resources. It not only stopped the decline, but sparked one of the biggest resurgences of any game. As we come down from those highs, we're at a baseline today. Still more than 3 times higher than this same time in 2023. We're really excited about the next few updates as we're working on new collabs, Brawloween, and more. And of course, this isn't a balance where the community needs to be unhappy for the game to succeed. We have many examples where they achieved both, and they aim for that. But the example above is only to illustrate that we need to try different and sometimes unpopular routes if our previous plans didn't perform as expected. Similarly to the Star Drop update, our hypothesis is that if we move resources to more accessible places that require much less effort, like Trophy Road, more players will stick around. Random rewards for Brawl are here to stay. They think they're more fun, and they're great for engagement, whether trophy boxes or sushi. Slapping star drops everywhere isn't the right way to do that. Deterministic rewards are great, they say, but they need a balance of both. And yeah, so I'm just kind of left with questions. You know? I feel like I saw someone post something to the effect of they're giving us a bunch of free resources and stuff. They did the 1000 Masteries update. Said we're getting too many resources, so they're going to end it early. Change their mind. And now they're releasing a bunch of buffs to everything, resources that we get. And they're removing some monetization. And he said that basically that his idea was that is this level 12 about to drop? Like what is happening? I think I'm glad that they listened. I'm glad that they did some of this stuff. I still don't think anything was wrong with Masteries. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care about this thing. This little icon that we get. Where is this shit? These. I don't care about these. What was nice is being able to see that somebody has a gold 3 Colt before I go into a game. That actually gave me some information. This is useless. These mean literally nothing. That's another one of my complaints that I don't think has been brought up enough. But that is what happened this morning.